Now to a CBS News New York exclusive. Last month, the New Jersey Attorney General's office took over the Paterson Police Department.
The state stepped in after several controversial incidents involving the force, including the fatal shooting of a man who was experiencing a mental health crisis. Body camera footage released showed how police responded to that incident. While the shooting of Najee Seabrooks was not the only reason for the department takeover, the Attorney General Platkin said there is a crisis of confidence in law enforcement in Paterson.
Our Attorney General Platkin joins us now with an update on the department's takeover. Mr. AG, good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
We want to ask you right off the bat, and we understand it's only been a few weeks. I know it's early, and this is going to take time, which you have mentioned over and over again. But what's the biggest change that's made a difference that you've seen in your estimation?
We've been in there about a few weeks now. We have been doing a full diagnostic of the department, and we've already made a series of changes, including some changes in leadership, as well as retraining of our officers in constitutional policing, and beginning important outreach, as well as beginning the process of public outreach with the community. So I think it's a wholesale reimagination of how we can perform public safety in Paterson, and ultimately rebuilding the trust with the community.
And also, just days ago, Paterson already was in the news with a major case and a mom stabbed during services at a mosque. Was that case handled any differently than it might have been without your office having taken over the police department?
First and foremost, awful tragedy, and our thoughts are with the imam and frankly with the whole Muslim community right now, who are on edge, particularly in this month, the holy month of Ramadan. I can't speak about that specific case, but we are handling all cases, of any case that may potentially relate to bias or hate throughout the state, but particularly in Paterson, are handled with the utmost care by my office.
Well, when you spoke with us last month, you said there would be some short-term changes and a full review. I know that you just mentioned you're doing a complete diagnostic, but where does that stand right now as far as what people will be put in place for the long term?
Sure. So as I said, we have made changes to their organizational chart. We've promoted some officers who have long-standing history with the department and strong ties with the community, as well as we've brought in some new faces from both lawyers and investigators from outside of the department. That will continue. In a couple weeks, Chief Abbasi from New York will be taking over as the officer in charge, and we are working closely with him as well as with the transition team that we have on the ground to ensure that Paterson is being run with the stability, with the training, with the resources that I know they need to do their job. So that process is ongoing. But we are already underway.
And have any staff members been moved or reassigned within the department?
There have been some, yes. I mean, some of this is for operational reasons. We don't announce every change, but there have been some changes. As I said, we promoted some officers, and we're continuing to evaluate the department as well as evaluate what it needs from outside. And I know that's going to mean resources, it's going to mean training, and most importantly, it's going to need like I said, a reimagination of how they deal with the community, of how we build that trust so that the community feels safe and officers can do the job that I know they want to do.
I know you talk about building that trust. Yeah, this is a quote from someone involved with Black Lives Matter, Paterson. They were saying that they were hoping that the people that would brought in would be a little bit more representative of them as a community. When you hear feedback like that, what is your response?
It's a top priority for us. It's a top priority throughout the state. That's why we put the demographics of every single department on our website, and not only put the numbers, but we show how do those numbers relate to the communities that they serve. And Paterson is no exception. So we are focused on that in Paterson. We are going to work hard to ensure that the department not just reflects the community, but understands the community and works closely with the community. And every change we make, including the changes we'll make to how we handle calls of a mental health or emotional distress that I know is of top concern for the community. Those changes will be made in partnership with the community and with the input from community members.
And can you share any information about the ongoing investigation into the shooting of Najee Seabrooks?
Unfortunately, I can't. It's under investigation by my office, and we obviously take these investigations extremely seriously, but it is ongoing, so I can't comment, unfortunately.
And again, you're getting back to the community. I know you've met with a number of community members and some community leaders. What's been their feedback so far? What's the discussion that's been going, I guess, the ongoing discussion between them and the police force?
I think there's a lot of frank discussions. I think there's, like I said when we went in, trust is broken, and trust is a very hard thing to build, and it's a very easy thing to break. And so I'm under no illusion. I think everybody who works with me is under no illusion. This is going to take time. And what I've asked from day one, for everyone who wants to work with us, give us time, be a part of this process, help us heal the relationship between law enforcement and the community, and let us show what we can do when we're working in partnership. I think that process is underway, but I'm not sitting here 3 weeks in saying mission accomplished. We have a lot of work to do, and we have a lot of work to do, not just in the department, but to build that trust with the community.
All right, New Jersey Attorney General Matthew Plankin, thanks for being with us, Mr. Attorney General. We do appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, we'll talk soon.